Alright, what's up? It's Burst. And we're here with MDL Week 3 versus Toxic. I just kinda wanted to get this out as soon as possible because it's a match. So first off, first off, my matchup was so shitty. Just to talk about what Mons Toxic has that are really like the main threats. Scavalier mainly. Kind of a snipe from me by the way. Fuck you for that. Um He's got Indeedee Necrozma for a Scythe Spam core. That is just so damn bulky that you can't do shit against it. Then you've got Zapdos that can just sit there, get redirected from Indeedee. You've got a Liepard that can either be unburdened with Psychic Seed or Focus Sash Prankster if you're not running Indeedee. Anyway, you see all of these right off the bat. So my main thing that I calced out was a Manectric and Glastrier lead. Now, first off, because my matchup is like so bad, I'm kind of like giving it a shot in the dark. If I bring stuff like Indeedee, I kind of just like die to Scavalier. If that just ever comes in, my entire team would die to Scavalier if I brought Aromatisse. So instead, I'm going very slow. Also, first off, first big mistake. I was running Assurance instead of Megahorn, which honestly, with the Scythe Spam lead, was shit. That's my laundry. With the Scythe Spam lead was not so great. Anyway, so I go for a Snarl here just to gauge out what I'm gonna see, right? And then I'm going to Assurance into Necrozma. That's probably not the right move. I should have Assurance into Indeedee because at least then whatever happens, Necrozma's out of the way. But I think or not Necrozma, the Redirection is out of the way. But I think what I wanted here was really to get the main, or the bigger damage threat out. So I get the Snarl off just to get it to -1. And we do see the Scythe Spam come out. Also, another thing I kind of regret, not gonna lie, is not maxing turn 1 because, as you can see here, Glacier is low as hell, and it doesn't even pick up the KO on Necrozma. So, really big mistake there, just overall. Had I, say, run Megahorn, then did a max bug into them, this turn 2 would be a lot smoother. I wouldn't have to worry about if I say did into Indeedee, then Necrozma would be -2, and sure, Manectric would be dead, and I'd be opened up to Liepard, but if he's doing a Scythe family, Liepard probably is not in the back. So, I kinda just have to deal with it as is, and because I'm already down, Amon, my main strategy for this game is kind of out the window, because I let him play his slow game, and my entire game plan was go fast in the beginning, go hard, play slow in the end. And because I made the mistake turn 1, I'm fucked. Right, this is such a bad matchup. If I do one thing wrong, shit is over. So, we get the Meteor Beam out, and that puts it back at neutral. And then Quake will at least get us up to that, or get us +1. But there's not much. I should have just targeted down Necrozma, I think, but I think what I wanted was to get Indeedee out of the way. But if I just targeted down Necrozma, then I wouldn't have had to worry. Either way, no, that's not right. I'm sorry. This is very short after the match is played. I should have just gone for Indeedee initially and wouldn't be in the situation there. I think I probably made the right call, but I should have just gone for Indeedee again. So, the existence of Necrozma on the field is just a pain in the ass. Um, but no, I think what I should have done is go for Necrozma or keep going for Indeedee until I can just get it out of the way, no problem. But it's a lose-lose. So I get rid of Necrozma, or if I leave Necrozma, it's at neutral, and it's going to be doing some serious damage. If I get rid of Indeedee, I mean, that's going to happen, but if I leave Indeedee, I have to deal with Follow Me Zapdos with a low health Glastrier. And I didn't calc for that. I calced for my max health. That's why I'm running Choppleberry. And now that I'm down 3-2, I can't even do my Parasong strat, which was supposed to win me the game after being up, but shit, I can't do that now. So we get a max guard Zapdos, which is fine because I was trying to go for the Indeedee anyway. With the Scald, that picks up the KO because I know it's only max speed or max HP, max defense based off the calcs on it. And this is about as good as it could go at this point. And so Politoed is the last one with any semblance of stuff remaining. I probably should have I should have targeted down the Scav from the beginning and hopefully gotten another thing of a differential. Because if it's in the rain and all that, then maybe a Scald and a Burn can do the trick. But I think the Psychic was the wrong play and also revealed the fact that I had Psychic in the first place. But I do think the Protect here was a warranted play because it meant that I could live just like I did. And then if Toxic misplayed and did the Mega Horn into the Glastrier or anything of the sort, I would have been in a much better position. So Mega Horn leaves the Politoed. I calced it out for this way, by the way. This is actually something I did do, and I did do intentionally. I spent about 10 hours on prep. So this is not like a fluke at that point. I had a lot of defensive calcs just trying to live, but I can't do anything at this point, so that's game 1, really. Going into game 2, I don't think I need to change my lead, I just need to change how I approach the Necrozma and Indeedee. Now that I know that, now that I know that there's no plans to max from the bat, or anything like that. So that's at least my thought process here, and also the Detect is really just to scout out what the max knuckle was based on. If it was based on, say, Thunderous Kick or Close Combat, you know, there's some really good information that I would want to know. So, we let that happen, and on to game 2. So I basically just decided that Manectric and Glacier are still the right call, because I know that whatever happens, that can cover the most options, has the most flexibility and leeway. If you know what I mean. But again, this second game is also going to come down to what I do turn 1. And that's really fucking important, especially for such a bad matchup. If you don't play your turn 1 properly, you're in the back foot for the rest of the game. And doing turn 1 properly is essentially just reading whatever's on the field and trying to make the most of it. So Light-Powered Zapdos, I'm expecting, say, maybe a double down onto the Glastrier. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he thinks that, I won't max Glastrier right turn 1 again, so I'll fake out and then blitz it down and hope, or better yet, blitz down the Manectric turn 1, and that way he can deal with the Glastrier second. At least that's my thought process. So I was just gonna max the horse and see what I can get out of it. And I double into the Zapdos just to get it out of the way. But we see a Screech from, what's it called? We just see a Screech come out from the Light-Powered. And now that I think of it, I'm gonna run a quick calc to see if Thunderbolt instead of Volt Switch would have killed the Zapdos. Zapdos Scalar versus Manectric custom set volt switch did about 70%, which is right. And also we revealed a Yachi berry, which is nice. So Thunderbolt had a chance to kill with 25%. If say it was only 4 special defense and yeah. But say Thunder was a guaranteed KO if it hit. Or rather a 70% chance KO. Anyway, I also 3 here by bringing in Kingdra because my plan was to bring back in Manectric to eat his Thunder Wave if that came out. But because I didn't go into Politoed, what happened is that the Hail is just going to eat through Sash. This is more of me being tilted at this point, playing just for whatever I could, right? Actually, Glacier, I told Toxic that Glacier was at 140 HP, but it's not, it's at a higher HP. Foul Play knocks it down, KOs it easy, which I should have expected. Like, if a fast Liepard is probably going to Foul Play into the big ol' horse, I should have just protected that turn and played it just a little bit carefully. And then I would have been left, of course, assuming that Politoed came in first with a 1 HP Manectric. And so I kind of fucked that up, like real bad. So what I could have done is, if I say protected there, saw the foul play or whatever, I could have done some really slow play, switched some things out, kept my 4-0 lead, get a Perish Song up, and really just try to do my rotations. At least that's the plan, or what should have been the plan. However, I fucked that up real bad. I get the Clear Smog off though, at least to neuter the potential of Necrozma. And Sunny Day is just really good prep from Toxic. Can't fault that at all. And we know Kingdra is just gonna die this turn. So it's really more, at this point, about playing for differential. And so I decided here that instead of risking an Ice Beam, I'm actually gonna just go straight for the Draco into Liepard and deal with the 1v2 with Politoed and just see what happens. Which, actually, my see what happens was hope for Mega Horn miss, or hope for a miss on the big damage move, get the Pear Song off, and then start detect spamming and hope for the triple detect. At least that was the game. That was the game win con that I was playing toward, because I had nothing else really at this point. Politoed didn't do enough damage. It only had 100 special attack EVs, if I remember correctly. That is correct. So we live by the skin of our teeth. So I'm just gonna try for the triple detect and hope he forgets about maxing. Which, by the way, he is not. So Necrozma KOs it. And honestly, well played from Toxic. He knew what he had to do. He did it. Nothing I can really say or fault him for. It just is what it is. I cannot blame him in the slightest. GG's to him. Honestly, I kind of overprepped for a few modes, and yeah, I didn't flowchart out the ones that he ended up bringing. Anyway, my fault. Probably just should have spent a little bit more time, but either way, good shit.